Hey y'all, today we're gonna do a JJK character writing tier list. Basically how this is gonna work is we're gonna compare JJK characters to pretty much all of fiction within this tier list. So I'd say S is like great television characters. I'd put someone like a Walter White here, maybe like a Guts from Berserk. A tier, just shy below it, just barely. Not good enough. I put someone like an Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan. B tier, good stuff. Maybe lacks a couple qualities, but still pretty good. Probably put like a Edward Elric from Fullmetal Alchemist. C tier is mid. D tier is like below average. E tier is like what the hell. F tier is like just like bottom of the barrel type of writing. So people might take this the wrong way, but generally JJK is not like that focused on character writing. I mean, if you read the manga especially, it's just not really focused on the characters that much. It's more about, you know, the cool fights, the great choreography and stuff. So don't really take this list too seriously. I just kind of want to do this because I want to see if I'm being too hard on the series in terms of writing. Spoiler alert, I'm not. The show is kind of lackluster in this regard, but regardless, we're gonna start with Yuji Itadori, and he's going into the D tier. So the main problem with Yuji is the fact that past Shibuya Instant, he had a really good arc in Shibuya, but past that, he's kind of underwhelming. He doesn't really get that much to do, and when he does get stuff to do, it's kind of just like whatever. I'm also like eternally annoyed by the fact that they kind of just like disregard his whole like trauma shit in Shibuya. They kind of just like gave up on it after Shibuya Instant ended. Like they cover a little bit in Culling Games, but he's kind of just like okay after. He gets like a nice ending and stuff. All of his friends are okay. It just kind of feels a little bit contradictory to what Gege was trying to tell in Shibuya Instant. But regardless, I mean, I don't think he's a great character. I do think he has like a decent kit. The nice thing that differentiates himself is his usage of Black Flash. He Black Flashes the most in the entire series. Regardless, not very good character. Also, we're gonna ignore Modulo because I feel like it's just gonna worsen these characters. Speaking of which, Megami, again, very bad character. Like character writing wise, I'd probably put him like the E or F, but because of his kit, I'll put him in D. So the main thing about Megami is he kind of starts out as this potential guy, you know. He has this like crazy technique, but he can't use it well, so he betters himself throughout the entire series. And then kind of just like while this is going on, while he's just like in the middle of it, he just gets taken over by Sukuna. And I mean, that's pretty much the end of that arc. He becomes like depressed the entire show because like Sukuna like kills his sister, but I feel like it's so poorly written. Pretty much the most depth you're gonna get with the Megami depression arc is you see him like in like a fetal position. He's like, oh, I'm so sad. Sukuna's so evil. That's pretty much how deep it goes. It's really annoying what they did with him, especially in Modulo. Modulo like pretty much like demolished this arc. Like if we're counting that series, he's going in F. We're not counting that series, okay? So the main thing that keeps him from an E tier is the fact that his 10 Shadows is really cool. I find his technique is really interesting, especially Mahoraga is really cool, but regardless, not a good character. Kukusaki, same story. Another bad character. I was always like eternally annoyed by the fact that Kukusaki's entire arc is literally just like she had a friend once in her hometown, and that's pretty much her entire character. It's really annoying, especially when that stupid ass backstory interrupts like the most important thing in the entire Shibuya Instant. That and the Lotus Fire are the only parts I dislike about the arc, but regardless, yeah, not good character, and her curse techniques is pretty boring. Next up we got Gojo, our first B tier. Skipping over the C tier, Gojo's a good character, but I don't think he's the greatest. The main thing about him is loneliness because he had to kill Geto, and obviously in inventory, you know, he misses Geto. But past that, his character is a little bit flat. Besides that, I will say I like the fact that they do that kind of like Saul Goodman thing where they have like this guy be super charismatic, and then you peel back the layers on this character and you realize that it's a lot more hollow than it seems. You know, he's not very happy. I don't know, I kind of just wish they did more. The main thing with hidden inventory is I just wish it was longer because it's so interesting. Regardless, good character, not the best. Maki, another terrible character. Maki was kind of this like attempt at making a cool character, but failing pretty terribly. I mean, you got like her whole story about like hunting like cursed spirits, despite the fact that the Zenin clan don't see the potential in her, and then she comes back, wipes it out. I mean, that was a good arc, but kind of like Itadori, she just gets like nothing to do afterwards. She fights Naoya. She's pretty much just like a nothing character, especially in the Sukuna fight. Just gets to do a whole bunch of nothing. Just bad characters. Same with Inumaki. Never very underwhelming character. The main thing with him was the fact that he has like the whole like, what was it again, sushi dialect or whatever. Was it like types of rice? I don't know, but that was like the main gimmick about him, because he didn't want to hurt people. But past Shibuya gets nothing to do. Panda, kind of this like more of a comic relief kind of character. They try a little bit with his backstory. I wonder how that's gonna end up in the anime. Kind of just like a whatever character. I especially didn't like in JJK Zero when he was like one of like the main pillars of the characters. Probably why I found that movie so boring, considering out of the 3 main characters, one of them cannot talk and the other one is a panda who, I mean, doesn't really have that much of a character. I mean, he's fine in his role. I just don't really get that much from him. Yuta, not good. F tier. The main problem with Yuta, a lot of it is found in his kit. His kit is kind of broken. Insane curse energy. He's a good swordsman. He gets Rika, and to top it off, he can copy the skills of his opponents if Rika eats them. Like, this makes no sense why he's so broken. He's literally just like some kid. And it doesn't help either that he pretty much has no personality whatsoever. Especially really hated his arc in JJK Zero. I feel like it kind of was written in a way where it's like you get to see at the beginning and at the end only. Like throughout like the middle part, nothing really comes up about it. Next up we got Mai. Gonna put her again in like E. Another character who's really rushed, especially her death. Did not need to happen so fast. I don't even know what they want me to feel about her. She literally does nothing. I honestly did not even know her name. Probably F tier. Never nothing character. I don't even know what they tried to even do with her. I feel like Gege had like a different idea for some of these Kyoto guys, but they just get to do pretty much nothing. I mean, she put like a gust of wind on Kenjaku, and that was pretty much the deepest it went, you know? Next up we got Miwa. Never underwhelming character, though she does have a pretty nice relationship with, of course, Mekamaru. The main problem with this relationship, though, is it's like really poorly developed, but I mean, it does give her a little bit more of a leverage against the other guys. But her kit is like really bad. I'll put her in D. You know, let's move Maki up. I think I was being a little bit too mean to her. Mekamaru, fine character. Really cool kit. I like this demise as well, even if it's a little bit rushed. Yeah, not a bad character. I like his relationship with Miwa. He's just like okay all around. The only problem is that he's just horrible before Shibuya, but I mean, you know, Shibuya gave him a little bit of credit, you know? Kamo, never pretty underwhelming character. I don't really even remember what he does. Yeah, I don't know. He kind of just exists. We'll put him in E. Next up, we got Todo. In terms of like likability, Todo is like in the S tier, you know. But in terms of writing, I don't know how well Todo really fares. I mean, a lot of his writing is very simple, you know. But he is likable. He's a fun character. He doesn't really need like too much, you know. I'll put him in the B tier. All right. Arata, I think throughout the entire show he says like 2 lines, so we'll skip that guy. Junpei, really liked what they were trying to do with Junpei, even if it didn't really pay off that well. I didn't really care when he died at the end, but you know, I'm glad they at least tried with his character, you know, tried with an arc. He's alright. He tried, you know. Yaga, never pretty rushed character like most, but I feel like his last episode was really nice, really emotional. It was just kind of short, honestly. Kind of wish I saw a little bit more of this guy, honestly. I'll put him in C. Nanami, another solid, good character. I really liked his death as well. I feel like he has one of the best deaths in the entire show. We're gonna put him in the B tier. Mei, I don't even know what they were trying to do with her. We'll put her F. I guess Yuta, is better than one person. I don't even know what they were trying to do with Mei Mei. Gaku Ganji, if you don't know, the principal guy, just gonna put him in the C. Kusakabe, I don't know, but he's in Shinjuku. He's probably one of the only characters in Shinjuku that was like, I was kind of cool with, you know. He started off as like a little bit of a coward and then grew to more of an actual guy. We'll put him in the C tier. We're gonna skip these two. Next up we got Geto. Geto is good. Geto is good. He's nearly A tier good, but he might be A tier. He's a really good antagonist. The only problem with him is the fact that he kind of fails at antagonist. Like I didn't really hate him at all, but I think the problem is the fact that I watched JJK 0 after Hidden Inventory. You know what? Can I even realistically put him in A? We'll put him in A. Alright, Geto, really good character, really good arc, very convincing arc as well. They pretty much transformed like the nicest guy on planet Earth into like a serial killer, and I think they did a good job at it. I feel like it was very believable, like his relationship with Gojo a lot. I just wish he had more screen time, man. I always wish that he was the villain of season 1 because he'd be so interesting, but regardless, very good character, very complete character as well. The only bad thing about him is he gets killed by bum-ass Yuta. That was the main thing. Kenjaku, oh man, this is... I'm honestly debating F. Dude, Kenjaku is horrible. He starts as kind of like this interesting villain. He has a lot of mystique around him. Especially in Colon games, you're like, oh shit, what is this guy gonna do? You get to Shinjuku, bro, gets one shot by Yuta. Last time you ever think about him in the entire show. And plus his plan is really stupid. So his plan is the fact that he takes over Yuji's mom so that he can make a vessel for Sukuna. But the thing I've always wondered about Kenjaku is how would his plan even remotely work out? Because the only reason why Yuji even ate the finger is by pure coincidence. So like, what if the school part in the first season never happened? He never even figured out about like sorcerers or anything. It was just like none of it happened. Like what would happen to his plan, you know? Sucks so bad. Sukuna, another pretty hard fall off. Sukuna in Shibuya incident, like high B, low A, stupidly intimidating, dude. I love how they build up to his character throughout the entirety of the first season very steadily. Sukuna, the thing I loved about him in season 1 and season 2 was the fact that you kind of felt his presence in the background. So once he finally came back in Shibuya, it was like, oh shit, dude, this is gonna be crazy, and it was crazy. But once we get to Shinjuku, they kind of just like mess up. For starters, I feel like Gege, I don't know, for some reason he tries so hard to make Sukuna likable in Shinjuku. He keeps giving these respect moments to like every single guy he beats, and it's just like, why? But I feel like in Shibuya especially, they're trying to build up to this guy with like zero redeeming qualities, like stupidly egotistical, and then instead they just make this guy who's like super respectful to his opponents. You know, personally to me it just doesn't really click that well. Mihito, another very good villain. Might put him in the A tier. So Mihito, another very strong presence. I remember when I saw him in the first season, I was like, this guy's gonna get like written out the plot very quickly, right? Especially compared to Sukuna, who's a lot less interesting. But then you get the Shibuya instant, he does all that crazy shit, and he just feels like this force of nature, you know? He's so interesting. Yeah, I feel like Mihito was a much better example of like pure evil than Sukuna. So yeah, great villain. Very good villain. Maybe, I feel like I'm overrating him a bit. I might put him in low A or high A, but regardless, very good villain. Jogo, another solid character. Don't really have that much to say about him. He has a very complete story, and yeah, I like his kit a lot too, dude. I forgot to talk about like these characters' kit. So another reason I really like Geto is the fact that his kit is like perfect for him, because he is special grade, but he's like by far like the most nothing special grade. Like you see throughout the entire story, he kind of gets like put with all these like meaningless tasks, and I feel like that's like a perfect way of showing mainly the divide between Geto and Gojo, you know, their treatment of their curse techniques. We're gonna skip Hanami, we're gonna skip Dagon. Choso, never good character, never very complete arc, never one of the only characters in the show who's gotten a good conclusion. We're gonna put him pretty high B. I like his regret with his participation in the Shibuya incident a lot. I feel like he's really well written. I feel like he's very convincing, you know? Just a good character. Doesn't really have the qualities of someone like a Geto, you know? He's not that complex, but he's interesting. Urume, horrible. And another, we'll put him next to Kenjaku. Horrible villain, horrible villain. I don't even want to talk about Urume. So underwhelming what they did with this. The anime better fix this arc, bro. Holy shit. Oh, Toji, never good character. Not much to say. I mean, he's a nice little arc. I feel like he got way less screen time than he honestly deserved. He was very interesting, but regardless, an okay character. Now, yeah, we're gonna put him in E. He's another potential man. He gets like pretty much nothing to do in the plot. I feel like he would have been a really interesting villain if he was like introduced a lot earlier, but he pretty much gets introduced in Culling Games. He gets 2 L's, he comes back, he gets another L, and that's pretty much it. These three's arc would have been so much more interesting if we had more about the Zenin clan before they all died and stuff. Hikari, one of the most fun kids in the entire show, but past that, he's kind of whatever. I'll put him in C. Yuki, never potential man or potential woman. I was really disappointed with what they did with her character. I thought she was gonna be, because she had that whole like plot line about being wanting to end curses, but then she fights Kenjaku. Kenjaku gets plot armor and then beats the shit out of both Yuki and Choso. So yeah, kind of gets sold by that fight. I wish she survived longer, but I think Gege had to get her out of the story because she would have like absolutely decimated freaking Sukuna, bro. Oh my gosh. Anyways, regardless, C. Higuruma, another potential man. Really interesting story at first, but again, past like Culling Games, he's kind of whatever. I'll put him at the top of C. You know, I'm looking at this list and there's like a lot of like nothing characters on here. Like, what am I supposed to do with Druve over here? Or Kururoshi. I mean, there's Kashimo. That's like a nice arc, I guess. He gets wiped by Sukuna. Put him in D. Ryu. I mean, how do I even rate Ryu, dude? He's on screen for 20 minutes and then he comes back and then he does nothing, dude. I don't know. I'm not even gonna rate him, honestly. Yeah, I feel like this is kind of the end of the video. I'm looking at these characters, man. There's not really anyone else I can rate who has more than like 10 seconds of screen time. But I guess I'll run down my top 3 favorites. So Geto, I feel like he's at like the bottom of A, but he's still an A2 character. Really interesting motivations. I feel like his villain arc is very well written. If he had more screen time though, if he was like the villain of season 1 or something, he would definitely be like mid A. Mahito, great villain, very intimidating, just does his job very well. Choso, another good character, maybe lacking a little bit of depth, but regardless, fun little character. Then my bottom 3, Mei Mei. I don't even know what they were trying to do with her. She grooms her like little brother, and then that's pretty much the end of Mei Mei. I don't know what Gege was trying to prove with this character. Yuta just feels very artificial, very made purely to drive the plot forward. He's like the ultimate JJ character. He has like no depth. He just fights, I guess. We got this girl. She exists, I guess. Urume, horrible villain, and then Kenjaku, another very underwhelming villain with a terrible conclusion. That's all we're gonna rate for today. I mean, there's not really much else I can rate. Like Kogai, what am I supposed to do with this? Put him in S. Grace character, I guess, has I think 10 minutes of screen time. That's gonna be the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you agreed, comment down below. If you didn't, then I guess comment down below. Please give me more watch time.